part 3 of me being a CNA at one point in my life. If everybody actually worked together and bond together and make things work, it would be a lot easier, and life would, as a CNA, would be so much better. So much. I've seen a CNA come from another floor. Me and this girl became friends, and I thought she was like really funny. Like at first when I met her, I'm like, she got an attitude problem. She seen me, but she turned out to be really funny, like funny. So I actually like enjoyed working with her, and we used to work together as a team when they come. Like when I had people come on our floor, I used to always work with them if they needed help. But sometimes I see why they became mean and don't want to help people, because there's people that you try to help. And one time this girl, actually let's go back to the one I was saying funny. She got into almost a fight, like physical fight, with another CNA on my floor because she came from another floor to shower her patient, and the CNA on my floor was like, no, this is my floor and I'm gonna go wash my patient, you gotta wait. And she was like, but come on, like I have to give him a shower. And they were like about to fight over their shower, to give a patient a shower. And I'm like, how does, I was standing there like, what the, I've seen people argue over certain things, but one of them, she was very aggressive, and I don't want to go into details because I don't know who watches my videos, but she was very aggressive, and I was just like, it didn't even make sense. And she didn't like to help either. I think later on at the end of the job, she kind of like became friends with me, and she did not like to help. She was mean to me too in the beginning. Trust me. Because there was times that I'd be like, can you help me to transfer a patient? And she'd be like, can't you ask somebody else? Isn't our job to help people? Isn't it our jobs to work together? Aren't we supposed to be a team? But no, they did not push teamwork at all at that place. I felt like once a month they should actually have teamwork games and stuff to get each other to know each other and to work together, because the way everybody act like they were enemies on that floor, the way the people act like enemies as a CNA, I do not recommend that job. I don't care what nobody say. I do not recommend it. It's not for the weak. And when I got there, some of them used to be like, oh, I used to always ask people that, like, how long you been working here? And some of them be like 19 years, 20 years, 30 years, 10 years, 15 years. I was like, no, not me. This is not, this, I told myself I was doing it for 1 year. I did many years. I think I got stuck in there because I kept trying to get out of there. Like the moment I got in and I started to realize what it was, I kept trying to get out. I would like apply to different places. I would go on interviews. The problem was the jobs that I was going for, which was similar, but it was not CNA and it did not require much. They weren't paying that much. And this job actually had good health insurance benefits. So that's the reason why I kind of stuck with this job for a long time. I remember I went on an interview at a different hospital. I don't remember what it was for that I went there for. And the lady, I guess I was too dressed up, and she was just looking at me like, yeah, I was well dressed up. I had on like a white shirt and a black jeans, I think, black pants, not jeans, like black slacks and some cute shoes and a Gucci belt. And when she saw, I love my hair was well done too, and she saw me and she was just like looking at me from head to toe. And she walked into the office and she was like, I'm not even going to waste your time. I'm just going to tell you, like, this job pays this amount of money. How much are you making right now? And I told her, and she was like, yeah, you're making way more than what job is giving you. I'm going to write a list of, shout out to her. She gave me a list of different positions that I can do that paid higher. And if I wanted to do that, I can pursue those. I did not. I don't know why I didn't, but I don't know. I guess I just felt like I was at a, I don't know. I was miserable for a long time after that, because I was like, I can't figure out what I wanted to do in my life, what career path I wanted to go down. And I just felt stuck for so many years. I felt stuck. I had my son. He needed it. I mean, the health insurance was good. So I kind of like was trying to hold on to that, you know? And yeah, so that was that. I didn't get the job there because she told me that that money was too low for me. So I was like, okay, fine. I just want to get out. Like, just give me anything to do. I just wanted to get out. But it didn't work out that way. When God has a different plan for you, your plan is not going to work. So that was that. Yeah, so I went back to work. I didn't tell nobody I went on that interview. I didn't tell nobody anything. And I went back. And then another time, like I said, I went on another floor. There's so many. I'm not going to say certain things here, too, because this is the internet and I ain't trying to get in trouble. But yeah. You know, you had to like get to know each patient. You have to know fall risk and the bands that they have on, and if they're diabetic or not. Like there was stuff to let you know on a wristband, you know. And I actually met some cool coworkers. One of them, this is I think the only one that I actually stay in touch with. She was like the only person, like when she came on the floor, I was so happy. She's just like a lot of fun, a lot of she and another one was a lot of fun too. So every when we used to have when we used to work, we had to work weekends. In the beginning when I just got this job, I had to work every weekend for 2 years straight. I think that was freaking torture. Like who the hell wants to do that? I would never do that again. But for 2 years I had to work every weekend. I hated that because it's like time away from my kid. Remember, if he's in school or daycare at that time during the week, I'm off. I have like little free time to myself. But on the weekends, I wanted to spend it with my family, my man, my child. Like I wanted to do that, and I wasn't able to. I work from 7 to 3:30, so I actually did get time to spend. But by the time you're coming home, you're exhausted. So no, I would never do that again. But yeah, there's a girl that, yeah, like when she started, I'm gonna call her M. If she's watching this, she knows who she are. And I actually like loved working with her. Like she was my work bestie, and she was Spanish. She was my work bestie. I loved working with her. Like going to work, she was like the only person that made me want to go to work. I hated that job, and she was the only person, like when I know she's gonna be there, that was my day to go to work. She and another girl. The other girl was too. She was funny as hell too, and she made the job fun. I liked working with her, but she's another story. I'm gonna do a story on that one. But yeah, this one, she helped me to pick out like trips, certain things. Like she was just a lot of fun, and she knew her thing, and we worked together a lot of times when we was on the floor together. So that kind of made the job kind of like fun for a while. So there was the one I just told you about. We're gonna call her, let's just say Blue, because I'm not naming people real name. And one time she was like, oh, mind you, she was in her room, I'm in my room. She came in and she had a patient that was very difficult to turn, and she was like, oh, can you help me watch this patient, blah blah blah. So I'm like, okay, fine. I went to help her, right? I did all the job with her. Yeah, so I helped her wash her patient, got her patient dressed, and in the middle of doing that, I got everything done. And then her friend walked in, and then she was just like, like she done doing everything, and then when her friend walked in, I'm like, are you gonna come help me or what? And she was like, oh, I'll be there in a little bit. She did not come. So she got free labor with me helping her, but she did not come. Talk about teamwork. But I'm not even gonna complain about her, because a lot of times she helped me transfer patients a lot when the others did not want to help. So I just let that slide, because I was like, you know what, it's gonna be another time when you need my help, and the answer's gonna be no. But she did help a lot of times when I did need people to transfer, and she came and got me when she needed to transfer. CNAs, I know a lot of y'all are gonna agree with me or not agree. I don't know. But I'm just gonna say a lot of these people that are CNAs, I'm not saying all, so don't come for me talking about not all CNAs are like that. I know that. I know a lot of CNAs is not like that. But a lot of the ones I saw and worked with were miserable. They were mad, miserable, and mean. MMM. They were mad, miserable, and mean. A lot of times, I don't know if it's because, I don't know, maybe they were miserable. I was miserable at one point. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Having that job made me so miserable. And it was miserable because, like I said before, I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life. I felt stuck in that job. I felt stuck in life because I'm trying to move up and figure out what I wanted to do, and I just couldn't figure it out. And yet I was doing researches, I was talking to people, I was Googling, I was YouTubing, I was like trying to figure it out. But I've never been to the hospital to know what kind of positions they had. I just didn't. So I didn't know all of these other things existed until I got tired of this job, and I was just like, let me go look for something entry level and get in, and then I'll find my way around and figure out what I want to do. So yes, I was miserable for a long time too. So I'm not gonna say every one of them is, because maybe some of them do love their job, and some of them do appreciate being there, and they love taking care of people, and they did their job very well. I, for one, hated that job. Not because I didn't like helping people. I did love helping people, like I said. But that job is very tiring. That job is nobody wants to help you. A lot of times they don't want to help you. The job requires 2 people to transfer. Sometimes they don't want to come and help you. I'm not saying, because it's time consuming. They have 9 people, you have 9 people. They might have 7 out of the 9 people to feed and you have 5. So sometimes you had to be splitting up. Okay, since you have 7, then you got to take 7. This one take that, and then go and help and feed the ones that can't feed themselves. So I understand like where it comes in. There's times when even you have lunch break and you cannot take your break to go sit and eat a plate of food. You have to just like take a spoon, swallow it, and get right back. That's just how that place was. It was not. So I can understand like why they were miserable and mad and mean, but sometimes it was not called for. There's times too when I asked one of the ones that's been there for many years, and that's all she knew was how to be a CNA, because she was mean as. She's like, I couldn't stand that lady at all. I cannot stand her. Maybe she couldn't stand me either. I don't know. We just didn't like each other for nothing. And one day I'm like, can you help me to transfer a patient? Yeah, mind you, she is sitting at the nurse's station, not doing anything. And she's there, and I'm like, can you help me to do a transfer since you're like sitting here? And she was just like, I'm busy. I'm like, but you're not doing anything. You're just sitting there. It's not like she had, because that's another thing too. You had hallway duties. On top of taking patients out, on top of taking them to the bathroom, on top of getting them dressed and ready, you had hallway duties, which was like 30 minutes. Or, yeah, I think 30 minutes or hour or something like that. So you had to go and sit in the hallway with the patients that's in the hallway to make sure they do not fall, to make sure that they're not wandering off the floor. There's so much different things that you have to do within 8-hour shift. So I can understand why people are always mad and miserable and mean. But at the same time, it's like, come on. She was not sitting at the nurse's station, doing anything. I'm telling you, I saw her. I watched her. She did not do anything. I wasn't the type that liked to report people, because I don't know why. I just didn't want to report people because I still had to come back and work with them the next day. And I should have reported her ass, because it's not like she was helping me anyway. And she was never going to help me anyway. So I should have just reported her. But that became, I was just like, okay, I'm glad I left before she retired, because I always said to myself, like, I want to leave before half of these people retire. I want to leave before half of these people leave and let their ass have that job, because some of them wasn't going nowhere in life anyways. So I'm not to say nothing bad about nobody. I'm just saying, like, the ones that I worked with that was miserable, mean, and mad, those are the ones I'm talking about, not y'all. So yeah, they did not like to help you. And then there was one girl, she came to the floor one time and I'm trying to help her. And she, like I think I was saying in the beginning, and she was like how nobody wanted to help her and I was the only one helping her. And then she turned and reported me that I didn't help her. And I got into one big argument with her. Like, I'm like, how am I helping you? The only person that took time out to help you, and you went and reported me saying I'm not helping you. We got into one big argument. And I was just like, I don't play that. Like, if I'm helping you, accept the help and don't be disrespectful. Like, we got into a shouting match. Another one.